But the one big one that's gotten lots of hype is Coach Prime headed to the Cowboys. Why you'd want that mess, I don't know. Coach Prime rigging the NFL so that he and Shedeur end up at the same team. That ain't easy. Now, this guy, hey, man, it ain't easy playing baseball and football at the same time either, and he did it. But I'd love to see how you're working that. Coach Prime, everyone now, Coach Prime's so good. I think it's the same people who said Coach Prime sucked are now saying he's so good he's got to go to the NFL. I look at it this way. Colorado is in good shape. He says he's staying. He's got his kickstand down. Darn, that's a good line. He's got the best line.
It is a very good line.
My kickstand down. Is he riding a bike?
Does he have a bike?
Motorcycle?
Does he have a,
It's a big biking community in Boulder.
Oh, yeah, cycling. Okay, you're good. That's a good point. Now, the last week, Juju Lewis, 5-star quarterback, committed to USC, decommitted. Wednesday night, I think it's Carday Smith, 4-star offensive lineman, was committed to USC. We can talk about Lincoln Riley's decommitments. How's that national recruiting going? The gurus expect him to go to Colorado. Last weekend, he had a whole slew of guys from IMG Academy up in Boulder to visit, including London Merritt, 4-star edge who's committed to Ohio State, Michael Carroll, a 5-star O lineman, is committed to Alabama. There's a 4-star linebacker, a 4-star quarterback, an Oklahoma State commit. Prime's done very well at IMG. I don't know whether they're going to flip those guys. It's one thing to flip kids from USC. It's another to get them from Alabama or Ohio State. But the expectation amongst the recruiting gurus is he's going to close big in the next 2 weeks, I think, to when signing day is. And there could be 6 more top 200 type high school recruits committing to Colorado. And that would push his recruiting class into the mid-teens. And then he's got proof of concept now, and it gets rolling. So I say that doesn't seem like a guy who's heading to the NFL. Now, other people properly pointed out that, like, Brian Kelly was once in the middle of a home visit with a kid for Notre Dame and took a call and then got in the car and headed to LSU. And the aforementioned Senator Tuberville once was at a table.
Pine
box. I'm not leaving Ole Miss unless I'm in a pine box. And then the great Texas Tech recruiting story where he was at a dinner with a recruit and his family, said, I have to take this call, got the Cincinnati job, and never returned to the table. Like, who paid?
Coach Tubbs needs some guardrails, though, on this crazy NIL transfer world. Yeah.
Indiana is just a problem, man. What are we going to do with Indiana? Of all the things Indiana has accomplished this year, they are literally they've lost more games in FBS football than any other program. 731 of them. And of all the things all the first, having Washington politicians dub them as a reason for legislation. Didn't see that one coming. I could see beating Michigan a lot faster than that. But anyway, what do you think? I say Prime's staying. I know that's risky to predict what a college football coach would do. But I say he's staying, and what he's putting together, he ain't going to have a quarterback as good as Shedeur. He's not going to have a player as good as Travis, but this is starting to look like what a team is supposed to look like, and his ability to get these guys in the Big 12 gives Colorado a huge leg up and a very nice situation. Pat?
Yep, I'm with you. I agree that the conclusions you can draw based on his activities would indicate that he's building for a continued run at Colorado. If you're going out and you're getting high school guys, and we know they're going to get guys out of the portal, the indication is Prime's going to be where his feet are. As long as, coaches, as you noted, frequently lie, change their minds, obfuscate, whatever. So we'll see. But, yeah, why not stay there? I'm sure if the Cowboys want you to be the coach, you've got to listen to that. But he's in a really good spot at a place that he likes, and they adore him, and he can do anything he wants. He can run that program exactly the way he wants, and he does not want to run it in a conformist, traditional way. And Colorado's like, fine, sure, do your deal. And yes, you can win your league. You got to hope that Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey don't come along and say, you know what, there's no more automatic bids for the top conferences. But as long as that doesn't go away, it's a great time to be in the Big 12.
When he before his first season, the big question was how long, right? Will he last or stay, and how he'll do? And I remember thinking, and I said this to a lot of people. I don't remember if I said it on the pod that he would, win 3 or 4 games first year, and then second year that he would have success. I thought he would build it up, and I thought he would have success. And then I thought he would leave, right? I thought after year 2 that he would leave. Here's the problem. There might not be anywhere to leave to this year, in college at least, right? I've set my over-under on Power 4 conference head jobs changing at like 3.5. I mean, that's what it feels like. And those are probably not necessarily firings, maybe 1 or 2, but retirements or some other things, off the field stuff, what ends up happening, NFL. But it could be like a historically low year. So I don't know where he goes in college. Now the thought is, and I've seen it reported, right, scuttle about the NFL, right, him going to the NFL, and Dan kind of has mentioned that, like, we're going wherever his sons get picked to. Now that I could see, that would make a lot of sense. I don't know that any franchise would hire him as head coach, but if he wants to stay with his guy, his boy, which I think any dad would, you could see maybe something like that happening. But in college, I don't know that there's a job out there for him to go to.
I think a lot of dads, by the time the kid's about 22, 23, have had it.
Yeah, right. You go spread your wings, son.
Pat's an empty nester. He knows a little better than me, but I think I've had enough. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm saying this, Colorado. Look, Florida State's one thing. I wrote a column a year or so ago saying he doesn't need to leave to be super successful. And I think if he's getting this level of recruit at Colorado and he doesn't want a lot of recruits, like the reason you go to certain schools is because it'll help you with high school recruiting. If he doesn't really care about high school recruiting, then staying at, and there is a path through the Big 12. Why walk into the SEC nest, or why go to like Florida? Obviously, Florida State is historically a far more successful program than Colorado, and the proximity to talent and all of those things. But I don't know. Like if he's sitting there saying, "Look, I'm going to get 4 guys out of IMG anyway, and I'm going to get this kid, I'm going to get this kid." I mean, I think, as I said, I think if he targets 5-star, 4 top 200 players, he's going to get his share. I mean, you're not lacking for exposure. They're on national television every single week. Everybody talks about them. They have the biggest social media program going. They've got documentaries. They've got everything. His most valuable son is the one that runs all the, Shedeur is the most valuable shot, but it's pretty close. Like it's a pretty good situation. All right. Other jobs that you have more, Pat? Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. I wanted to add that the concept of him like following his son to the NFL is pretty wild. I can see the point, but the
fans will kill him.
Yeah, the fans absolutely will kill him. And real quick, Charles Robinson for Yahoo, great writer, great reporter, had something, I think it was the last week or the week before, saying this NFL draft eligible class is bad for quarterbacks. And one of the things he said about Shedeur, he said, he's probably near his ceiling. But the other thing he said is schools don't want to have his dad with the big megaphone second guessing them. To which I would say, you're an NFL franchise and you're going to worry about what his dad is saying about his son? No. If you think he's good enough to draft, you draft him without worrying about dad mouthing off about, he needs to play more. Come on. Don't be that big a snowflake. Come on. Anyway,
Yeah,
go on.
the NFL fan will turn on the play. I mean, a quarterback.
Yeah,
They hate their quarterback and they hate their coach. It's the opposite
Always.
of college football.
Yeah.
They don't defend either. And so you bring them both in, and Shedeur's struggling like most quarterbacks get to the NFL. They don't really do that well, which is why half the teams need a quarterback. I mean, that's a nightmare. And your dad's the coach. Oh my God, Shedeur doesn't need that.